I don't trust a single Chihuahua. Like,
Oh,
never
listen.
will, never have. Like, there's absolutely.
What about the Taco Bell one? He seemed cool. Yo
He
quiero Taco
did,
Bell.
but given the opportunity, I guarantee he would bite. I don't know. Those dogs are nothing but little shaky, bitey pieces of. I hate that breed more than anything.
Well, to be fair, they really have
To be
evolved
fair.
and been not just evolved, but been really GMO'd to be this little rat dog that has to like be the most just to stay alive because you could literally drop kick the thing 30 feet, you know?
Well,
So
no different.
it makes a little sense, but they're annoying as shit. Draw it.
Yeah, draw it like Bob Ross. Ooh, you did it. We did it. We're back. Special edition. It's Sunday. It is, at the time of the recording, it is Sunday anyways. It's the 20th of April. It's the day, apparently, that was the resurrection of Jesus, which I don't get the whole Easter thing, and I'm not a church guy, and I'm not out here trying to make fun of people that are at church, but I'm pretty sure that anybody that goes to church doesn't watch this show, so it's okay. But the kids were like, what's the thing behind Easter? And I'm like, don't schools teach you this stuff? And they're like, so today's the day that Jesus came back or something, right? I'm like, I don't know. Is it? It seems like Easter is in a different day every year. Did he just come back randomly? Like, I don't know. I don't get it. If you want to go to church, you figure it out on your own. But that was a conversation that we had around Easter time, and I don't get it.
yeah.
So go ahead, Euban.
No, you go ahead because I don't understand it either.
Are you talking about like why the obvious? What's the relation between the Easter Bunny and Christianity and Jesus? Is this the
Yeah,
question?
well, they were just because they were like, oh, isn't it the day that Jesus came back or something? I don't know. If it was the day, then why is Easter on different days all of the time? It's not like
Right.
Christmas is always on the 25th. They
Well-
just decide, Hallmark's like, oh, let's just have Easter on this day because it's more convenient statistically for you to go and buy all the stuff and get all the stuff from the Easter Bunny.
Well, listen, I'm not trying to get off in the woods because our followers probably don't want to hear this. But I will say this. There were very many of these councils and these places where the smart theologians and men of God came together and decided to have conversations and what is going to be the law and what's going to be the word of God, et cetera, et cetera. And one thing early Christians did really good at, whether you like them or don't, is they took what was already in popularity with the pagans and they spun it on its head and stole and right, wrong, otherwise, don't know. That's for you to decide. The idea, Christmas is the idea of, the winter, summer solstice, winter equinox. Is that right? Or is it vice versa? I can't remember. But
Sounds good to me.
They've stole each of those. Jesus wasn't born around December 25th. He was born in the springtime, I believe. But the early folks decided to change that, and that's where we celebrate it. Easter was originally a pagan holiday, and we stole some of those points. And what it boils down to with the Easter Bunny is he represents fertility and new life, etc.
So that's where Zuckerberg figured out how to steal Facebook, was from being pegged by the pagans, or whatever the saying is. Interesting.
All I know is whenever I see the Easter Bunny, it makes me want to.
Yeah, it's exactly. Rabbits are known for their rapid reproduction, and they symbolize new life. That's what it was.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you guys were overly prepared for the Easter, but kids in my house, they wanted to do an Easter egg hunt, which turns out I think that is what Easter is all about for kids these days. They could almost care less about getting a basket from the bunny and all of that stuff. They want to find some Easter eggs, right? So I'm sitting there late last night, and turns out don't have any goddamn eggs, which is funny because years ago I put about 400 Easter eggs in my friggin' beard. Don't have a single one around the house anymore. So I had to go to the only place 20 minutes away one way that was open, the Walmart. And have you guys ever had to make a late night Walmart run? And this store is only open till 11, I believe, in my area. And it's not a super Walmart. It's, I don't know what they call them now, or just regular Walmarts, if they're even a thing anymore. I don't think they build them like that. But holy shit, I was like, where the hell am I? Not only was a little bit extra creepy because of the people there, almost the lack of people because it is spring break where we are. So everybody in our area apparently goes to Myrtle Beach. They just pack up and move this whole city of whatever, and the only ones left are the meth heads. And boy, did I see some friggin' characters.
Yeah.
I miss when they were open 24 hours just because shopping at 2 a.m. was so peaceful. Like, I don't know what it was. I was able to get it. There was nobody blocking the aisles. Nobody that you have to fear to see that you know. You could just go shop, the shelves are stocked. If not, that's what they were doing at that time, was stocking the shelves. It was perfect. Now I think mine closes at 11 as well.
That's one of the things that the pandemic ruined. Like, what happened was the pandemic allowed these businesses, and Walmart's just one of the big ones we think about. There's many others, restaurants in there. McDonald's. There were many 24-hour McDonald's where I was, and now in Omaha. I mean, this is a place of nearly 1 million people when you're talking about the metropolis around it and all the surrounding suburbs, and you can't even get a restaurant that stays open 24/7. So these businesses decided to say, okay, well, we're going to try to save money where we can. We don't make a lot of money overnight, so why are we staying up and putting somebody to work? Maybe that changes with AI. I don't know, but that really fast, man, big time. I loved shopping in the middle of the night. It was fantastic.
I just looked real quick. The McDonald's in the same area near me, the closest one, is 24 hours still.
Okay, you lucky dog.
So look at that. You want to do some late night bowling, leave the bowling alley when they close and stumble over to McDonald's and get a McDewey, you still can. Every once in a while, though, right across from it, I think we've talked about in the store, is a liquor store, Jerry's Liquor Store, and almost once every year, some drunken idiot leaves the McDonald's drive-thru and goes straight through the liquor store.
Jesus, that's
See, no,
wild.
we have a 24-hour McDonald's as well, but the weird thing is, though, is you can't use the app after midnight, I believe is what it is.
After midnight.
Because the adults leave.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's like, wait a minute, hold on. It's like you're leaving the bar. It's a Friday night. You know, what's better than not trying to smash at least 40 McNuggets from their share deal? Like, I want to get that. And so luckily the one that we went to, usually pretty cool. Like we got there, we're like, hey, can we get the 40 piece, but can we get the shareable deal? And they're like, yeah, bro, we got you. We're like, yes. Like, we don't want to drop $30 almost on that. Give us that $11.99. We appreciate you.
How awkward is the one guy that's either the manager or assistant manager or manager trainee who is clearly probably not cool and probably a little bit of a dirtbag who just thinks he is the man when he gets behind that counter and he gets to look at that menu and put the stuff in the bag and turn it over and boss some people around? Because there's a place that I don't know, this McDonald's is a gold mine where it's located. It's on a main highway where we are. And when you're traveling for sports, almost every sport team, the only option is this McDonald's or a sub shop. And every team pretty much drives through this town. And I mean, you can't go by there and not see a filled drive-through, a filled restaurant, or at least a bus in there. You know what I mean? And so we were in there the other day. We caught it right before the buses and everything came in, because as soon as we got there ordered, 2 buses of kids came in. So they were still kind of like chill, but this guy thought he was the man. I mean, he was just strutting around, awkwardly flirting with like women that were 20 years older than him, probably 10 years younger than him. It was disturbing, but he thought he was the man. He had the McDonald's badge. I couldn't see his title. I was trying to figure out who he was, but I feel like they all have one, right?
Yeah, I mean, usually if they're rocking that tie and if their uniform is immaculate, and I'm like, you don't really do anything. You're just pointing, directing, and everything else, you know. Now, if I see somebody, they have the apron on and it's absolutely filthy and they're sweating and everything, I'm like, you're the man. You're about to make me the best Big Mac of your life. Like, hook me up, brother. Like, give it to me. That sounds good now. I know it's only, 9:30? I would smash 2 Big Macs right now.
You know what's funny is 2 things. One,
Oh,
it's just the box.
I would even eat that box. No homo.
Yeah.
But he said he'd eat my big Mac-o-see. So there is no greater, to your point, Yuba, no greater feeling, man, than going to a fast food restaurant, getting home, and the opposite of what you always expect, which is they forgot an item, is, holy shit, did they just like really layer on this hefty, this was not supposed to be a half-pound burrito. This is like a pound and a half, you know, where you could just tell they didn't care. And they're like, this guy's getting the works today, you know.
Oh, yeah, he is. Hey, remember how we talked about the other day how we were going to have a segment where Euban tries to eat the food sober and then he eats it while he's elevated or whatever?
Yeah,
Shout out to Rhett and Link from the Good Mythical Morning for listening to our idea, because just the other day they put out a video where they had the dish prepared and they had somebody of their team, and they referred to it as gardening. They did a lot of gardening.
Yeah.
And they were severely tired from gardening, and they had their staff eat. There was 3 of them. Like the one was like a fruity pebbles stuffed French toast or something. It was these 3 like awesome meals. Eat it, rate it, and then they just asked them some random questions while they were gardening. And then they were in the studio watching themselves look like idiots, listening to themselves look like idiots, all elevated, and then listen to the rankings. And they had them try it again sober. And I was just like, my God, they took our idea and ran with it.
Well, that
Of course they
sucks.
did. Because it was $1 million idea.
It was.
It was so. I mean, we could still do it. Our take was the other way around. They did it. They did it backwards. Probably just so that we don't go after them. But I've chatted with Rhett a couple of times on Instagram with the beard and the long flowing hair. So we're cool. We're cool.
I used to watch their stuff religiously. I was addicted because ours was specifically the ones that were like the challenges of food, like which ranking, like which pizza was the best, which sandwiches are the best, and everything. So my kids and I think during the pandemic, we bought every Pringle flavor we could find at Walmart, Dollar General, all those places, and it's I don't know. It was just really fun, and that was like one of the cheaper ones because I think back then it was barely a little over $1 a can. So it's like, why not?
So
I can't remember which one won. I think it was part like the sour cream and cheddar. I think
That's a solid choice.
that was it was up there. So March Madness.
I will to echo that when it comes to Pringles. And we talk about that? I feel like we talk about this, but when it comes to Pringles, the classic flavors, I think it's sour cream and cheddar, and then the sour cream and onions. I believe that's the one. Those are the 2 of the best, top 2 of the top 5. Like they can come out with all these Thai chili and all these crazy ones. Pizza's good. Pizza's up there, but
Pizza, everything's good.
Yeah. But what I will say about Rhett and Link, and this is the most utmost compliment I give somebody. I don't know them; they'll never know that I exist. So I want to preface with that. But by saying this is that love the bearded guy, but that other dude is annoying as hell. But that said, I still can't stop watching their videos, like because the premise is so good, the production's so great, the level of their team is fun, and the ideas are fun. Some of his lines, the non-bearded one, just get kind of a little annoying. And
I love his one-liners though, Link.
Link,
And
yeah.
he actually reminds me a little bit of Link from Zelda. I don't know. Like I could see your point, but they actually had Bert Kreischer on there the other day. And
I
they
saw
did it was rank the meals the cheapest to the most expensive just based on taste, and they all picked them and this and that. And when they picked the expensive one, they have a guy in a gorilla suit come out, right? And for whatever reason, Bert looked genuinely terrified and started like screaming. You could see him sweating. Like he got awkward thinking it was a real like chimp or whatever at first because it just came out. And then he was on a different podcast and he randomly brought it up. He's like, dude, yeah, I was on Good Mythical Morning. They brought this thing out. He goes, I was scared. Like, I think I screamed. I was sweating. Like, I thought it was a chimp that was going to come in and rip my face off like that lady.
Honestly, every time that I do see a chimp and everyone's like, look, it's so friendly. And I'm like, I vividly remember that story of that lady's face getting ripped off by her friendly monkey. I'm like, nope, I don't trust a soul. I've seen Planet of the Apes.
I saw a video yesterday of this chimp that was in captivity for 29 years. It was in labs. It was in cages. Never saw sunlight. Never saw grass. And it was the moment, of course, they had the video and put it all over there. And then one of those major things like LAD, whatever, bought the rights to it and put it out there. And it was the first time, and it's just like, holy shit. You almost think like, God damn, did we really come from it? Because I mean, the reaction, it was just like, you could just see him like, and his head even turned like, and then he was just like the happiest thing in the entire world when it got to walk on grass and see the sun, and it was just like doing its thing. I was like, holy shit, it melts your heart a little bit.
Yeah.
That reaction of the face was like, what?
To Euban's point, I always think back to, you see a monkey, you see a gorilla, you see a chimpanzee, and you're like, oh man, I could be the one. I could be the one that'd be like their friend, that we'd be cool, we'd be tight. I'd be eating apples and shit. We'd be tossing pieces of pie back and forth. And then you hear stories like that and you get scared. I even get that way I'm a huge dog guy, but with pit bulls. I once owned a blue pit bull, and I mean, she was listening to everything I ever said. I mean, I didn't even have to speak. I could just like give her a look and snap and she would go. There was still a part of me that didn't want her around small children. You know what I mean? There was still a part of me, even, and it wasn't my pit bull, it was my sister's, but whatever. We were roommates. But yeah, even in that moment, looking back, thinking back, just she could have taken me out if she wanted to, in the right situation. So they're still animals, and that's a scary thing.
You aren't kidding. Even if they've, like you said, been trained, been this. Like the other day, there's somebody near me. They lost both of their, I think they're like bull mastiffs or something, some kind of like really expensive, really nice dog. They got out, I guess. And there's somebody around here that does like thermal drone imaging to try to find lost pets. So they're like, the wife called me and she's like, "What the hell's going on in our road?" I was like, "What are you talking? Nothing ever happens." I'm like, "What? Did a shit truck break down? Is there a dump truck?" Or like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "I don't know. I just saw this huge drone take off in the middle of the road." I'm like, "I don't know. Let me look." And unfortunately, the dogs, they got out. They're lost. So they were just 6 hours, all these miles. I don't think they found them yet, but I got thinking, like, what if these dogs came up to me? Like, I don't know these dogs. I'm not gonna be like, "Come here, dog, you're missing. Like, you're bigger than me." Like, you don't know. One, they're out in the wild now, probably starving. But two, you don't like just because they're nice to their owners doesn't mean they're gonna be nice to you, especially if they smell other dogs on you. I don't know. Other dogs I don't overly trust.
See, I don't trust a single Chihuahua. Like,
Oh,
never
see.
will, never have. Like, there's absolutely. I
What about
think
the
that's
Taco
the
Bell
most.
one? He seemed cool. Yo
He
quiero Taco
did,
Bell.
but given the opportunity, I guarantee he would bite. I don't know. Those dogs are nothing but little shaky, bitey pieces of shit. I hate that breed more than anything.
To be fair, they really have
To be fair.
evolved and been not just evolved, but been really GMO'd to be this little rat dog that has to like be the most just to stay alive because you could literally drop kick the thing 30 feet, you know?
Well,
So
It's no
and
it
different.
makes a little sense, but they're annoying as shit. I grew up with a couple of them too there.
It's like the little guy, the short guy that has to have the big lifted truck. They just need to be seen. They just need to be heard.
speaking of which,
Ooh.
yesterday we were shopping in town. We did a little thrifting,
Ooh.
and we did get some cool things too.
Is that a new stack of old school video games behind you, I see?
No, I did put an offer in on this guy in Facebook Marketplace, but he's being difficult, kind of
It's the
upsetting.
same guy that had the condom machine.
No, this is a new one, but he's about to be on the same territory if he keeps dicking around. He's even more, he's local, so he will block me soon. uh, we were shopping around, and of course my kids couldn't decide on the same fast food restaurant. So in this area, there's a whole bunch like right next to each other. So we just placed orders and used the rewards on 3 different apps
Dud.
to make this. So, but yeah, we get to Taco Bell to pick it up for my daughter's order, and this guy's like, "Oh, nice truck," and I was like, "Thanks," and he's like, "Yeah, I wouldn't drive it," and I was like, "Thanks, all right." He goes, "Yeah, mine's a lot bigger than this one," and I was like, "That's amazing. Okay, cool." And he goes, "Mine's a platinum," and I was like, "That's awesome. Can I get mild sauce?" I think she said she wants fire too. And he's like, "Yeah, my wheels are 36 inches." That's awesome, man.
How tall was he?
Uh, he was pretty short. So he was a short king, as they say. I believe he was 5'7", maybe 5'6". I couldn't tell because the window sat lower, so there was a discrepancy. So he might have been shorter, but
Was an employee.
it was the drive-through window attendant. And I was like, that's why I was like, "Just put the food in the bag, sir. I don't care. Just can I have my food? I don't need all this." And like he just kept pretty much telling me my truck sucked while his was awesome. And I just wanted to be like, "Hey, my job's awesome. Yours looks like it kind of sucks. I don't know. Give me my goddamn sauce
How's
and the
that
drink."
1729 going, bud? Or whatever. I don't know what the minimum wage is in your state.
Well, and this guy was like 50. And that's why I was like, "What the hell?" And I was like, I don't know. Just I
Well, he's
usually don't
proud
try
of
to
it because
judge.
it also doubles as his house.
Maybe. And I just want to be like, "Can you afford a platinum payment in this economy?
Did you
Working at
look
Taco
at
Bell?"
the did you look? Was it in the parking lot?
Dang, no, I didn't even look at it. That was dumb of me. But honestly, I was ready to get the hell out of there, and I was
Yeah.
ready to go to the thrift store, which it ended up being this. We went to a different one, like so we ended up going to 2 of them, but this one of them was never been there before. And we checked out the sports section. And do you guys know like the indoor mini golf set that like you hold it almost like a club, but it has a trigger and you click it and it has a little miniature figurine that will swing and hit the club with the
I've seen them.
almost like a marble size ball, right? But you can change the clubs and you can do right hand, left hand. It's awesome, right?
Hmm.
So usually those things I've seen are like $30. This one was $3, and it was brand new,
Ooh,
never opened, and I was like, oh shit, okay. So that was my little sweet find.
pretty sweet.
But my son, he's been into the retro games, which is why I had the stack back there. He likes NFL Street, or he likes any
Street
NFL game.
Blitz.
So he likes the old school games. And I was like, hey, have you tried NFL Street? And he goes, no. And I was like, let's try it. And so he's like, once he played it, he's like, oh, this is different. This is awesome. I like this. He found a football that has our last name on it.
Ooh.
If that gives you a hint. And it said NFL Street on it. And he goes, look at this retro thing. $1. And he's like, Dad, he's like, can I get it? I was like, yeah, it's $1. Why not?
But you're going to have to work this off.
I know. Well, and so we play, obviously all the kids play some kind of a baseball game or baseball for the team. And we go to, we're in the sports section, and my youngest finds a little T-ball set, a helmet or whatever that has the face mask on it. And I was like, what? And he always likes to play catcher, and he got drilled just that day before, right in the head from the ball bouncing. And he kept saying, I know, I need a mask. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, just walk it off. You'll be all right. So we end up buying that too. So we spent less than $10, and we each walked away with a pretty good find, I think. So I don't know. It was besides getting
solid.
rebuild, my truck and the size of my tires, overall was a pretty good experience.
Didn't Arcade 1-Up put out a Blitz, NFL Blitz game?
They did.
And I think it was the first, if not the only, Wi-Fi compatible one, so you could play against other people.
Was it? I know. I think it was
pretty sure.
like $600 though. I think for that one. Normally
it was, yeah. And I'm trying to find it. I jumped on the website real quick, and I don't even see it on the website. Of course, there's one on, like, even Home Depot was selling them. Target was selling them out of stock. There's someone that on Event Options is selling it for $430. But yeah, they were Wi-Fi compatible, so you could actually play against other people. Because I thought about it, I was like, man. So then I threw it out to the family, and none of them cared. I was like, well, I'd be the only one playing this. So
I like the Ninja Turtle one is the one that I was looking at. I think the Turtles in Time.
Dude, my buddy, when he was running his restaurant in a college town, had the legit arcade game of that, and it was free. So we would go there, just have a couple of beers, and I would just be like, where are they? And then it broke the one time, and he's like, I can't find anybody to fix it. I was like, I got a guy. Called it, got it fixed, and he's like, dude, pick a day, you will drink for free. And I was like, careful what you wish for. And he let me drink for free and play that game for a long time. Michelangelo, of course, best Ninja Turtle.
Dude, legit. I always played as Leonardo when I was on there, but Donatello was fun to play with on that one too. And I don't know. It's there's a guy that was on Facebook Marketplace selling Cruisin' Exotica, the arcade game, and he was, practically giving it away, but it had a buttload of issues.
So there's a couple of local guys that actually fix and create and do that with the arcade cabinets. They're pretty sweet. I'm very thankful that I don't have space in my house, or I would have a full arcade room. And that's what I'm kind of worried about when the oldest or one of the kids moves out. It's going to be an arcade in my house, like especially with those Arcade 1 cabinets. The only problem is it's going to be better because unless I tear out a wall, which I'm thinking about doing, if I have to put them in one of the kids' rooms when they move out, I'd have to go upstairs. So it'd definitely be Arcade 1 because they're not that heavy instead of the old school cabinet ones.
Mm-hmm.
But oh yeah,
dude, I'm telling you, like I said, I got that claw machine. I want to redo my basement. I have a bar down there, but I don't drink, and like nobody comes over to drink. And if they do, they usually bring their own shit.
Yep.
So I really want to redo it and add. I really want a pinball machine more than
Dude, I
anything.
was just saying that, and I was just looking up on the phone. I'm pretty sure Arcade One or Arcade, what is it, One Up?
Yeah,
I think they came out with a pinball machine.
man, because like if you look at any of the other ones, at least locally, they're always like a couple grand, man. It's insane, but they are so cool.
They must have sold out. They're not on the website right now, but I'm fairly certain at one point they had one, and I had all I could do not to buy it. Like the wife knows, and it's funny because Arcade One Up also has a claw machine now too.
What? All
Yep.
right, Brandon, which one are you getting? Like, if you can
Well,
have
what's
some
funny is
arcade
like
games.
I've been thinking about wanting to spend my taxes lately on something, and I didn't realize you could do these things. And so, oh my God, look at these.
I'm telling you right now, if I was to buy another one, it would either be like probably Buck Hunter they have on there, and it's like
Hell yeah.
$600. I'd probably be that one. It's got the two guns. The only problem is I've seen those guns break so much to replace them and stuff. I guess on the arcade one is pretty easy to do, but on the real machines they're not. I have the classic Pac-Man, which comes with Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man, and I play a lot until one of the kids accidentally kind of broke one of the things, so it's a little hard to turn now. But
Kids suck.
yeah, those sons of bitches.
Dude, everyone I see is always trying to sell one of those infinity tables. So I'm assuming those ones are kind of boo-boo because I see those on Facebook, especially in the Omaha area. So I guarantee that
I know
where am
somebody
I
that
at?
had one. They do kind of suck to play. I mean, if you're going to play a board game, isn't the nostalgia of playing a board game like moving the pieces,
Yeah.
rolling the physical dice? Like, I don't know how many times have you tried to play, say, Monopoly or a game like that online versus other people? Kind of sucks. You know what I mean?
So
You can't flip a table and rage out in front of somebody right next to you. I don't want it.
that's how it is. I like to see my kids cry in a lot of games. And at the thrift store, I almost bought this because I thought it was unique, but I didn't even know they actually made this. Is Uno in the pool, like they're waterproof
What?
cards that float. And I was like, that's actually kind of unique. And I was like, another way that I can make my kids cry. And it's like, wow, in the pool,
I
seeing my
would definitely
son
play Uno in the
rage.
pool.
Yeah,
That's
that's
okay.
one. That's a top tier card game. I love Uno, but I'm
I do
looking
too,
at
but
this
no.
arcade one, and I immediately see the Marvel versus Capcom, the X-Men '97 edition.
Hmm.
Oh, but 500?
Their selection's kind of shitty right now. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, you can filter them by game. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I was stuck on the 80s. Maybe I'm not an 80s guy. So for anybody that's just wondering, it's arcade1up.com. Go arcade1up.com/fridge. It's not going to work. Then go to the real thing. But it says 80s is just Pac-Man and the classic 81 deluxe arcade machine. If they had Galaga, that'd be worth it. 90s, they only have Mortal Kombat 2 and NBA Jam Deluxe Edition. That'd be if I had boys and people that would actually play me in NBA Jam, that would be pretty sick. And then Infinity tables. That's all they have right now? Or am I missing something?
No,
That's
I'm
pretty
seeing
shitty.
Wheel of Fortune. I'm in the at least I'm in the deluxe arcade ones, which I
Hmm.
guess come with the risers
The risers
because
are nice. I made my own because if not, it's kind of awkward. Unless you're somebody that does good work on your knees. It
that's
sucks
what
to
I
be on your
heard.
back. The
That's what
stools,
I
though, they
heard.
do have the stools, which you can buy on, which is kind of cool to have a stool that matches the thing.
Looks like
Brandon,
it.
you're going to buy the Fast and the Furious Deluxe arcade machine, aren't you?
So I was looking at it. Mine would be either Cruising USA. Let's see, uh, Mario Kart, or like the Jurassic Park shooter one. That was always fun to me. But they're expensive as hell, like $18,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
There was a dude selling like Time Crisis or whatever the hell it was. That was a shooter one too.
Yep, they have Arcade One Up has a Time Crisis Deluxe for $750. I'm telling you though, I forgot this one. This one would be one that I forgot that this was on my top tier list was Golden Tee. It was the 35th anniversary machine, so it came with like all the editions of Golden Tee. That would be the one. And you don't really like to golf by yourself, but I could sit there and play Golden Tee by myself and have no
Or the
cares in the world.
bowling one.
What's that?
Even the bowling one with the same wheel.
Mm-hmm.
That
This
one
one
was
came
fun
with
too.
Golden Tee 97, 98, 99, 2000, and then Golden Tee.
Rampage.
That would be
That's a
good.
good one too. Yeah.
Man, I really
Okay.
want to buy Golden Tee. It's got Shuffle Shot as well and World Class Bowling. Golden Tee 3D as well were the other ones that I missed. What's Shuffle Shot?
Is it
Any
the
ideas?
shuffleboard one? San Francisco Rush.
Did they ever make Road Rash in an arcade machine?
I
I feel
don't
like that would have
know.
been pretty cool.
I'm looking at the what's like local here for sale, and there's a guy that's selling his old school tapper machine. This thing looks sick. $2,000. Holy moly. You're out here fucking.
Man, that one.
Dude, I could get
Man,
this Miss Pac-Man game for my wife, dude, for Mother's Day. She'd be so happy.
Miss Pac-Man that I have in that arcade one up, it's pretty sweet. It's pretty
Hey,
good. The only thing I don't like compared to the other Pac-Man is when the ghosts go invisible. That really throws off my game. Throws it off because you don't know where they go. I'm a pattern guy, and the next thing you know, you're just there and boop, then you rode.
Brandon, you should get her the machine for Mother's Day, but also get her the costume. And then at night, like she'll be so excited that she played the game and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and then just paint your wiener as one of the ghosts and just
Oh, I'm a ghost. Jesus Christ.
I think that's brilliant.
Honey, it could work.
You
Get
can just
out of here.
you can choose a different color each time. It'll be a surprise. She'll be like, oh my god, I hope it's blue. I hope it's blue. I hope it's and if not, the balls will be.
Another $1 million idea.
Again, somebody's gonna say Rhett and Link. If you guys do this in a couple weeks, we're on
It's
to
gonna
you.
be Donnie. Donnie's gonna see this first. And he's gonna be like, actually, I've already done this. Here's a link to my video.
He's like, do you guys remember the Bop It?
What was the other game? With the thing that had the balls on the end and you like clink them together. It was like just a basic plastic toy. Oh, what the hell was it?
Well, I
You know
know
what I'm talking
what
about?
you're
I don't, and
talking
the
about.
like
Yes.
you kind of like go back and forth with them, and then you have
Right.
to sync up and click them.
That one was a good one too. There was, I mean, I forget though, there was a whole wall of them. There's probably double that now, if not triple.
Yeah,
I need to pay to visit.
we should check it out.
Brandon, do you know what we're talking about? Okay, so there was, I visited a friend who was in the adult industry, and I visited his house. It was actually the female's house, but they all share this mansion type of thing. And as soon as you walk in, there is a one of those little cubicle uh,
Like
wall
display
thing.
case.
Yeah, display cases, but it's probably like, oh God, 20 cubes. But it's a whole bunch of different board games that are glued to butt plugs. So that was his face immediately.
Were they
Yeah.
worried you were going to take them with you, or like?
No, it's just it's on like the display. Like they're proud. Like that's just it's all lit up with LEDs
See,
and everything, so you can see it. And there, one of the most famous ones was a Bop It. So I really wanted to see that one. But yeah, it was a. I got offered to be a ref in one of their videos. The very next day, I was at a work conference, mind you. But they were like, "Hey, you want to come back the next day?" We had the referee actually. He backed out, and I was like, "You probably don't have my size for a referee outfit." They go to their closet, and this thing is massive. With like, there's like a chicken costume. There's like, I mean, just the most random costumes in this thing. And they pulled out what looked like a Foot Locker costume in my size, and I was like, "Oh, I'll be damned." I was like, "This shit's gonna be on the internet. It's gonna be on the internet forever." Afraid I'm gonna wuss. I'm gonna have to pass. And then I was like, "What am I gonna have to do?" Like, anyways. And they were just like, just be yourself, but watch them do their thing and just get like right up in there and just look at the camera, give some commentary. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like, this is really Sin City. And I'm being tempted by the devil. And again, going to have to pass. But thank you for the opportunity. But yeah, that
So if
was.
anybody wants to see that video, and he did do it, the link is in the description.
And what was wild is we were drinking and I had to go to the bathroom. And I get to their bathroom and there's just Polaroids of people's genitalia everywhere on the wall. And so whenever I got done, they're like, "Hey, did you take a picture?" And I was like, "No, I didn't take a picture." And they're like, "Take a damn picture, you'll be all right." And I was like, "Nah, dude. You want to take a picture of these voluptuous titties? I'll give you those. Those little pepperoni nipples, all yours. Anything else? It's gonna cost you $19.99 or subscribe to my OnlyFans."
Yeah, that would
But
have
yeah,
been.
Every time I play a board game, it PTSD triggers me a little bit, but I'm like, hell yeah. I can't wait to see what they have now. That wall's got to be like 60 cubes deep.
It's probably a dedicated room now.
Got it. Well, and the inventor of Bop It reached out to them and like commented on their stuff.
Oops.
I love it. Shout out to Donnie.
Shout
Love
out
that guy.
Donnie, friend of the show. I did this has nothing to do with plugs, but potentially my butt. I pulled one of the best moves ever, and I'm super excited about this. And now that I have everybody's attention, ripped one in the truck, let it just loft. It stunk, and then shut the door. So now when the entire family gets to get loaded into this truck in a couple hours, that smell's still going to be in there. It's starting to get a little bit warmer out, and by warmer, I mean it might hit the 40s today. So hopefully, and the sun's actually out, they're going to walk in and be like, "Ooh." But they were they're cooking some stuff. Again, it's Easter, so they're doing some cooking, and obviously we dyed the eggs and everything. So when you open the fridge, it smells like hard-boiled eggs. And I ripped one, and then opened the fridge, and it stunk. The youngest like, "Oh my god, that's so bad." I was like, "Sorry, I was just gonna grab an egg, but I'll shut the door real quick." And the youngest, and the wife kind of both looked at me like, "Was it the eggs?" It's like, "That's for you to decide." And then I just walked out, and you could just hear him going, "Oh my god, it's getting worse." But we were playing what the hell's that game? Apples to Apples the other day, right? I get a card and it says number 2. And I'm like, "This is great." And I read it, and it says, when the yum yum, what the hell does it say? When the yum yum hits your tum tum and comes out your bum bum, or something like that, right as the description of the card. And I was like, that's an instant winner. Had to time it right, play it to the right kid, and they did that, and they read the description. Oh my god. I forgot how funny that game really is.
I played a board game in a minute. We bought the youngest bought Cranium at the other thrift store we went to. It's called Thrift World, but it's kind of like it didn't have the thrift store vibe. Like we went to the first one. The first one was a pretty big shithole, but had some good stuff and cheap prices. But the other one was like everything's like almost $8 or
Oof.
more. You know what I mean? It's
Wall
like
fart?
it looked, and it had that kind of vibe. Like it was very clean. I'm just kind of like,
Yeah, you need a little bit of some clutter. You got to have a little hidden gem. It's almost time where we are to go thrifting again, because the place that we like to do the thrifting is in a college town. So college is going to be out in a little bit. So, a lot of these kids aren't going to buy a storage unit. They don't want to take all the shit home. So they are going to thrift their shit for cheap. And that's when I really try to go find just some decent, funny shirts, some decent board games. Like you said, like you'll go and find some brand new board games that these kids aren't. They're like, whatever. I don't give me $1 for it. And you're like, holy shit. Have you played Ticket to Ride yet?
No, what is that?
It's one of the most popular board games, and we love it. Between this and Catan, we love the two of them. It's a little. We bought it. We ended up buying it new, but it was it was like a pretty good deal around Christmas time. And so more or less, what you do is each player has to draw like so many cards, and then you get a path. It's like a map, and there's like all these like train routes, and say it's got all these cities where like would be a stop or a hub or whatever on the train. So say you have to go from LA to New York. You have to then get cards and build up the track, because they're all like different colors and different stuff. There's wild, and you have to build it up. And if you complete the path, then you get whatever is on the card for points. Every one that you don't get, you actually lose the points. And like I said, it sounds complicated, but the kids love it. I mean, and I think it's one of the few games, because we have 5, that you can actually play 5 players. It's fun. Like I said, if you ever see a copy at a thrift store, definitely buy it. If not, like I said, it's one of the highest rated board games out there.
I can see why too, because it's rated 40, or it's at $44 price point. No wonder I don't buy it. If these games aren't $19.99 or less, I ain't looking. My cheap ass.
We got it for $25 on a sale, like pre-Christmas or whatever. So I was like, it's because we've been looking at it and looking at it and looking at it, and I'm telling you what, so just on BoardGameGeek.com, it's a 7.4 out of 10 with almost 100,000 votes.
Dang.
It's fun, man. Like I said, and the games fly pretty decent. Like I said, it's 2 to 5 players, range 8 up, so it fits perfect because we're 9. You know what I mean? Our youngest is 9 and all the way up, and it takes about anywhere from probably, I'd say 40 to maybe 60 minutes to complete a full game if people are kind of dragging their feet a little bit. But it's fun. I definitely would check it out. I love. Imagine how fun it would be just to get like friends. Like if we all got together and we're like, hey, let's do some gardening and let's play a couple board games. Like how fun it would. I love. We try to play at
Yahtzee.
least once a week.
I love Yahtzee. I would be down.
too.
And Uno, Yahtzee, dude. Like I love Monopoly, but sometimes it takes so long. But Sorry is another one. Trouble, dude.
Yeah, we
I'm a
play
board game
a lot of those.
slut.
Nobody will play Monopoly because it turns pretty quick in our house. Then one person makes a deal, then the next thing you know, people are teaming up, and it's like you guys are savages.
How about Mancala?
Love Mancala. Actually, I just challenged the house the other day. Nobody likes to play against me. Kind of weird with numbers and the way that things can land and stuff. So I got a little bit of a strat that if you don't block me on a move in my first 3 moves, I destroy you.
See, and like nobody plays me on Battleship or Connect 4. I love me some Connect 4.
How about yourself? Anybody ever play with you too? Is it just me by myself?
I'm still undefeated.
I love those board games. I love board games because you can go as simple as you want. Like you brought up Sorry. I mean, you brought up Uno. I mean, like, these are the most simple. You can play War. You know what I mean? Like the most simple games in the world, and they can be really fun. Or you can play a game like what was it, Settlers of Catan that you brought up. That I've always been too afraid to crack open because I know it's like a 3-week deal. Like it's not like something you're going to get done in a night.
No, Catan's pretty quick. You
Is
can
it?
play Catan.
Okay.
Yeah. No, because that's kind of how I was. I'm like, oh, I'm going to be waiting. No, you can crush out a game in less than an hour.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I always liked Risk, but I was a nerd, and I was very good at Risk. Love that game.
There's
I haven't played.
A board game I have upstairs that's a RPG, or not RPG, but it's basically kind of like one. It's a Civil War battle reenactment game, and so you like start the battles, and it's just dice from there. It's all just really, it's no strategy to it really.
Share the deets in the text chat.
Really, it's fun.
Yeah, I would be interested.
Really.
So I looked up
I love
Board
that
Game
era.
Geek, the top 50 must-have board games list. This is a very old list, but I think it's still somewhat prevalent. And they had Catan number 1, Ticket to Ride 2, Karasoni? I don't know what the hell that is. That's number 3. Dominion was 4, Stone Age 5, Lords of Waterdeep 6, Lost Cities, the board game 7, King of Tokyo, Quarrios, Small World were the top 10. I haven't heard of like any of them.
Me neither. What happened to these old-fashioned ones? Am I poor? What's going on? I get these old school ones. I like Operation. Like, what's... Twister sucked. I was too fat for Twister all the time. I don't like Twister.
Yeah, I volunteer to spin the thing when we play Twister.
Now,
I'm like, you know what? I'll do one, and the next thing you know, it's like, cool. I can't walk for the next 4 days because I tried playing Twister. Explain that to the boss.
No, I don't like. Oh, now my prized possession though. That's a little bit difficult to play sometimes to get everybody like to be involved because it takes a little bit. Jumanji.
Never played.
It's so good.
I bet it is.
Peep the time too, brother. It is. We flew.
Wow. All right. Well, yeah, that's a wrap. I looked at the clock for the first time. This flew by. A little bit of everything there. Fellas, hopefully you have a good rest of your Easter and enjoy Jesus's resurrection and all of the bunnies. Make sure, though, you don't get a little too much gardening time and end up buying your kids a bunny because you feel like that's a good idea. Because I've had a friend that did that one time, and apparently bunnies are super hard to take care of, and they don't lay eggs like chickens. So, but either way, anybody listening for whatever reason, sometimes I forget that there's people that actually will listen to this. I just feel like it's just the 3 of us just having a conversation, and that's a good thing. But enjoy the day and all of the gardening and all of the candy in the house. Sorry to all of the kids, but just remember, dad tax is a real thing. We're teaching you that whatever you do, whatever you get on Easter, 30% of it comes back to dad. That is called a dad tax. Dad's in a little extra giggly mood today. It might jump up to 35 or 40% of the candy. So you might want to stash it because, having a stash is good sometimes, allegedly. So, all right, that's all we got. Enjoy the rest of your day, your week, your month, your year. Bye-bye.
Praise it and blaze it.
Knock, who's there? It's the podcast you adore. Stay out of my fridge. We're back, ready to explore. Got a tale to tell, gonna make you laugh, gonna make you smile. So buckle up tight, it's gonna be a wild ride. We're diving deep into your fridge where secrets hide.